So took the Supra, picked up the other 2JZ head. He did basically did all the valve clearances and everything, just because he did have to do a valve job on it. And so yeah, get this thing loaded up, take it back to the shop, and start putting an engine together, I guess.
Daily Supra, Trevor.
Yeah. So this one here is a Daily Supra. We played Tetris in our heads. Like block it like that one.
Yeah, so you can do these.
Yeah. So we played Tetris in our heads, and Sam's, we were going to get 3 waters, but then we kind of did some calculations and decided that 2 waters, that, and this would equal the perfect right amount. So
what you think?
I think it's time to get back to the shop and try to get something done today. Grocery get.
Grocery. Just like that.
I need that. Just a good daily. So I think it's about 11 o'clock at night. I think it's time to get something done. So as you guys remember, when we pulled apart the 2J that was actually in the giveaway Supra or whatever, you can see that a piece of the ceramic turbo, basically the whole wheel was completely missing off of the front turbo, and that's why it was making no boost. And David kind of was like, hey, you know, sometimes those things, when they blow up, they suck stuff back in the engine. And so this one had about 120 compression, which isn't, you know, like fresh off the boat, like great compression, but I mean, honestly decent for it being like cold, that type of stuff. So, and for it just like cranking from a dead battery on the thing. So I think honestly, like, it would probably be all right, or it would have been all right if we would have just kind of cleaned everything up. But we're not going to do that. We're going to play it safe. And so David has had this 2J for a while. This one's fresh off the boat. And so a long time ago, we robbed the washers off of it, because he's planning on doing something with this eventually. I don't know. But he bought this turbo setup that was this like this tri-Y manifold from a local guy that fabricates here in Colorado. And so he bought that turbo kit basically because it had a 91 EFR 9180 on it, and he wanted to put that on his FD. He's like, well, I could use it for now, and then eventually I'll put this in the FD if he ever blew up his RX-7, or the rotary that was in it. So he's had good luck with that thing so far. But yeah, this thing's basically just been sitting around. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull the head off of it, since we did have this one decked and checked, and valve stem seals, all that stuff, basically a fresh brand new head ready to go on it. So we're going to swap the head from this one onto that, and then we're going to put the new head on this one with head studs, brand new head gasket, front main, rear main, new water pump, all that type of stuff. Obviously, like paint valve covers and reseal the oil pan. And I think we'll have a super solid 2J that's ready to rip for one of you guys. But so yeah, that's going to be the goal for tonight, is to get this thing this one torn apart, and then this one stripped basically to where this one is, so that way we have a complete 2J. We have all of the manual transmission swap stuff coming tomorrow. So I decided to, initially so should we tell them about the WWW58? Well, initially I was going to put a W58 in. That was the initial plan, and I actually bought a clutch kit and everything. But then we started kind of escalating things into standalone and ECU and bigger turbo and all that type of stuff with a single turbo. We're like, well, I don't want to put this thing together and then have it, somebody make 400 torque or something, which it was probably going to make anyhow, and then just grenade this tranny, and like that wouldn't be a good time. So we're doing a CD09, and I have the adapter plate, all that stuff, drive shaft coming in tomorrow. Should be here tomorrow. So once we get the engine and everything together, we'll be able to stuff that thing in the actual bay, be able to mock up, like the intercooler piping and stuff, down pipe, because we are going to do a Garrett GTX 3582R. So really awesome turbo. They pair with these 2Js really well, and so yeah, I guess that's the goals. So we're going to go ahead and get started. everything got swapped off of David's engine and basically back onto this thing. And then now this is the engine that is going to go in the car. So I already swapped over the oil cooler stuff. Ty went ahead and cleaned up all this stuff right here, and we'll throw that, just a quick little coat of like some wheel silver stuff on that and make all them little aluminum pieces look like brand new. Heads just chilling right there, ready to go on the thing. So since I think this was, most of these JDM 2Js come in a front sump, and since this was this engine that David got, I think they were planning on putting it on into a like an SC300 or a Supra or something like that. So they actually swapped the oil pan already to a rear sump. So but I don't know, just I'm not super stoked on the silicone job. I mean, it might not leak, but I just kind of want to pull everything off and reseal it, and just 100% make sure that it doesn't leak, or at least attempt to put the silicone on there correctly to where it doesn't. Because there's nothing worse than like spending all the time going over everything and cleaning all the parts and the nuts and the bolts and the engine and tranny and the wiring and everything in it, and like starting it and driving it, and then like you park it in your garage and then it like leaves like a little puddle underneath it. Or like, even if it did something like that, to me, I feel like that's like the car guy's equivalent of like peeing your pants, like that. Like if your car like leaks, it's like you're just like walking around with like it looks like you peed yourself all the time, and it's kind of embarrassing to the the right person, especially somebody that hopefully meticulous about their Mark IV Supra. But yeah, it's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna come back here tomorrow, crack off this oil pan, get everything super clean, reseal it up, throw the head on it, and then we should have the tranny adapter and all that stuff here tomorrow, and we'll just get trucking on this whole project. Messing with cleaning up the mating surfaces of where we're gonna actually put the RTV. So you can see right here, clean that up real nice. Basically what works really good is like a red Scotch-Brite, and then just a little bit of brake cleaner, and basically razor blade all the crap off of it, and then do that, and that'll get all the excess RTV and everything off of it. I did get a new OEM gasket, and I think there's a oil pump seal right there. That's actually where the oil pump kind of gets its stuff from. So I'm going to go ahead and see if there's one in there. It's in that gasket kit up there. Actually, no, it's in that gasket kit right there. Do that real quick. Then lay down a little bead of RTV on there. Went ahead and got the pan. Squirted a little bit of wheel silver paint on it just to make it look nice and pretty again. And I think that's about it. just got back to the shop after dinner. Obviously I got the oil pan and everything on there all sealed up, ready to go. Doesn't look as poopy as it did before. So I'm gonna take my Supra for a drive, because if you don't ever go cruise it around or do anything cool with any other car people, like, you know, what is the point freaking working in the shop all damn night? So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'm gonna come back and finish putting this head together. It's been a couple days. Basically took the weekend off, hung out with the family, did all that type of stuff. That was really nice to kind of get away. But we have a lot of stuff to actually do today for this thing, because I am leaving basically Tuesday night at like 2 in the morning. So basically Wednesday morning at 2 in the morning, and I'm flying out to Florida, and I'm gonna go out there and hang out with Adam and basically help him with his Pro 2 program, and, you know, be in the pits and help him out and do basically whatever I can. So David has been gone. He flew to California on Wednesday, so he's been gone, you know, basically half the week or whatever so far, and he flew out there to help. She's basically having surgery, so he's going out there to help her, and then so basically I'm leaving and he's coming back the same day. So probably later this week you'll be seeing some updates and stuff from Dave and Ty down here at the shop, and I'm not sure how much stuff I'll be able to actually kind of film with Adam down in Florida, just because I'm going to be kind of focused on actually helping him out, not trying to like make a vlog for my channel, because like he's, you know, that's like his situation, like he's out there for Pro 2 and that stuff. So I might do like a video when we get out there, kind of explaining everything, kind of going over some of the cars and kind of what I'm going to be doing there, and then maybe like another video hanging out afterwards, but probably not a whole lot of stuff at FD. So if you're kind of curious about that whole process, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll be updating that as I can. But yeah, so the goal is the same goal as it was the other night, was to actually get the head on here, and so we got the block and everything all cleaned up, got some paint on it, got the oil, you know, got it all sealed back up. So now I'm basically just kind of cleaning off the mating surface of the head. I'm going to finish doing that real quick. You can see it's getting there. I just want to get some of this remaining black residue and stuff off of there, and I've been using a little Scotch-Brite thing, a little bit of brake cleaner, kind of cleaning that up. So basically once we have that all cleaned up, we'll go ahead and install this head. Once the head's on it, we should, I think we are getting the adapter plate and everything to swap the manual transmission on tonight, so we might be able to get that on too and set it on the ground and maybe set it in the car. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff kind of going on, but we'll see. It could probably use it. Alright, can you turn off and on that deal, Mr. Time-Lapse? This? guys. So, got the 2J off the engine stand. Everything's looking all pretty. Everything's all cleaned up. Got it timed. All the accessories and everything on the front. Right now, we do have a kind of a mock-up turbo on there. We're waiting on a Garrett, the GT35 82R dual ball bearing coming in. Got the manifold and everything on here. This is a cast manifold and super reliable. It keeps everything nice and simplified in the engine bay. Same one that I've been running on my drift car for like 3 years now, and literally have never had to like change a gasket or anything on it, and they're just easy to work with. Like running all the water lines, the oil lines, drain, it just works really, really well. So that's what's going to go on here. Since we're not going to be like some crazy horsepower number or anything like that, we want to keep it nice and reliable for whoever wins this thing. And speaking of that, is we have a Nissan CD09 transmission right here. So not breaking the bank with a V160. And so to adapt this Nissan 350Z CD09 transmission, right here we have this Collins adapter kit. So as you can see, it's a little bit different of a process to actually install this thing. But basically what you do is you take the factory automatic bell housing off of the transmission that you get with these things, like a JDM swap or whatever. Like 90% of them come with automatics. So you take the bell housing off of the automatic transmission, you cut off the bell housing right here, and then you install this adapter plate right here. So inside the transmission, you can see there's that plate where it has all them perimeter bolts. All those bolts are right here, and they're basically centered with these bolts right there, so it keeps everything nice and concentric. So yeah, we'll cut off this bell housing right here, and then mount this right there, use those bolts, and then use a little bit of an extended flywheel. This is an aluminum flywheel, and then we have an ACT 6-puck clutch right here, and so that should, I think this kit has enough clamping force for like 800 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. It also converts it to an internal slave cylinder. It has the mount and everything, and the adapter for the drive shaft. And we do have a brand new steel drive shaft as well. So yeah, Collins, he does have this basically bolt-in kit, which is really nice. You can see there's also a little adapter for the end of the shaft. So that basically converts the inside of the JZ. So this guy right here to the Nissan stuff like that. And have my Supra up here on the lift right now as kind of an example. So the nice thing about this kit is you do not have to like bash out the bell housing or anything like that. So yeah, you can see it fits up in there pretty much like factory. Has a nice mount, goes to the drive shaft, goes all the way to the back, and has this. So you'll see this whole setup in this other car when we get it all ready. We have not put on the intake manifold yet. We are going to be painting that, probably going to be painting it black. And then these covers right here, they're a little bit rough right now. You could tell somebody just like spray painted them before. We are going to be cleaning those up and making them nice and shiny and black and pretty again. So yeah. Alright guys, so we've been kind of picking away at this thing. So, got the old bell housing removed, got everything all cut off. Got that nice little line right there. And then basically there's a gasket that seals everything in here. And so no dirt or anything could get inside that. So there is these two ears on the side that you kind of need to cut off so that you don't get any stuff in the tranny tunnel or whatever, or you know, it doesn't hit the tranny tunnel. And then went ahead, and this is a T56 style internal slave that it adapts it to. And then there's basically a ridge all around the edge right here where the inside of the tranny just kind of butts up to. And like I said, these bolts are kind of help to center everything. And then you have like the factory dowel pins that go right there. And then you have the clutch set up, and it uses the dowel pins and everything on there. So this is basically a 350Z clutch. This is an ACT unit, 6-puck. Got everything all aligned and good to go in that. Got the pilot bearing in, got the flywheel and everything all torqued down. So we're gonna throw this thing on real quick and you know, get it bolted together. And I guess that's probably gonna be it for the night. And we'll get back here tomorrow and try to stuff it back in the car. It is, went together really nice, and basically all we had to do was kind of stick it kind of up to it, get it kind of in the things. I kind of held the tranny, and then Ty just rotated the engine once until it kind of got in the splines, and I mean it popped right in. So that was pretty nice, really simple, and yeah, it's definitely nice just kind of having a like a bolt-on 6-speed like option that actually works. So as you guys know, I've had like a call-in setup in my drift car for like 3 years now, beating the crap out of it, and it's treated me really well. That's I guess that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys are stoked to see this thing coming together. I definitely am, and I'm really excited to be going to Florida. But tomorrow, it's kind of crunch time on this thing. I'm gonna try to get done as much stuff as I can before I do have to leave. So I guess tomorrow's plan is to get this thing sitting in the engine bay, and then probably in that same video we'll get it started, or David will get it started. One of us will get it started. But yeah, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. And again, if you haven't got yourself in, MotionAutoTv.com, earn yourself some entries for an opportunity to win this beautiful 1995 Toyota Supra. That is single turbo, 6-speed. I mean, that's a pretty nice Supra. Like if I wanted a Supra, that's probably the Supra that I'd want, especially for hardtop.
Pretty sad that I'm gonna be a little jealous. Huh?
I mean, I think
we're all gonna be a little jealous.
I mean, I got that one, so I mean, I ain't gonna be too jealous, but you'll probably be jealous. But
maybe.
I mean, next we gotta fix the Civic.